Hi, Kerry here. Went to the eye doctor this morning, and if my eyelids look a little yellow green, that's because she put some eye drops in my eyes, and apparently it stained my eyelids. But what I want to talk to you about today is an extension of yesterday's video that would have been published on Friday, and my commitment to Apple and my commitment that Apple is going to be a major player in the metaverse, in the healthcare revolution, and you need to be a part of it. And I went through a graph and showed you, or a spreadsheet, and showed you the growth of Apple since its inception, and then what I think is going to happen in the next 10 years and my commitment to it. I want to expand upon that because I think there's other people that are going to be very heavily involved in it as well. But to reinforce what I'm saying, as I said, I put out that video on Apple yesterday on the metaverse, and guess what's on the front page of the business and finance section of the Wall Street Journal? Metaverse optimism boosts Apple. So apparently they agree with me. Apple is going to be a major part of the metaverse, and they're going to be, as I say, a major part of the healthcare revolution as well as communication. Then I went further into the Wall Street Journal, and they've been doing this section regularly, the future of everything. And I have talked to you on numerous occasions about this book. The future is the future is faster than you think, and I encourage you to read that, but I also encourage you to find the issue of the Wall Street Journal. This is Thursday, January the 13th. This is eye-opening. They go in here into the metaverse. They go into the medical field, which is just more substantiates the involvement in the big tech companies as to what's going to happen in the medical field. And they even talk to you about how my FITBIT, which tells me everything that's going to happen to me physically, or my Apple Watch, they're developing one for your dog and cat as well. Get this and read it. It is going to open your eyes as to what's happening. What I want to do, though, in this video is substantiate why I think I am going to double down on my commitment to Microsoft. And I'll get right into that after I tell you, once again, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just sharing my knowledge, my experience, and my enthusiasm for what is going to happen in our world over the next 10 years. Talk to you more in just a second. Stay with me.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, as I said, I have 6 stocks that I just will not give up, and I'm starting to make a commitment that I'm going to give $1,000 a month, invest $1,000 a month into each one. And I feel it's important that I substantiate why I'm committing to do that. And again, I did Apple. I'm going to show you Microsoft today. Then we have Google, Amazon, Facebook, and NVIDIA. And these 6 stocks, if you're 25, if you're 35, if you're 55, and you've got some money that you can dollar cost average until you get to retirement, and hopefully even after your retirement like me, you just can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong. So let's take a look at the history of Microsoft. I've shown you part of this before, but then also my projection, and I hope you believe that it is realistic, and I can convince you, like me, that I'm going to own a part of these magnificent companies that aren't going to be surpassed by anybody. So let's take a look at Microsoft. Okay, here's the chart I showed you that I created, the Excel spreadsheet I created on Apple. in which I showed you yesterday the growth of Apple since its IPO in '82 and how it has grown over the years. And then I showed you my projections for the next 10 years and that it would average 35% growth. And I explained to you why I believe that would happen in Apple. Now what I want to do is show you a similar chart on Microsoft. I think Microsoft is probably is the most understood company that is going to change the world we live in. And again, it IPO'd in '87, and as you can see, it grew. If you had put $10,000 into it, it would be worth $33 million today. And that was growing at a rate of an average of 34% a year. This is a similar chart to what I did yesterday on Apple, showing you the next 10-year projection, basically just taking the last 10 years of their return and plugging them in and saying, okay, that's as good a number as any as to what their growth might look like. And this is all substantiated by particularly their involvement in the metaverse, their ownership of the business world, and I think they're going to step into the communications world and give a very good challenge to Zoom as the metaverse comes into and they adapt the metaverse to the business community. So again, this average is 30%, whereas I said since conception, it's 34. So this is a pretty good, I think, projection as to what Microsoft will do over the next years from 2021 down to 31. And again, what I'm committing to is I'm going to put $1,000 a month into my current holdings of $119,000 of Microsoft. I'm going to add $12,000 a year. That's a dollar cost averaging of $1,000 a month, and I project my $111,500 will grow to almost 1.7 million. Do I think this is far-fetched? No, I don't. And let's talk a little bit more about that. Okay, again, I apologize for my lizard eyes that my eye doctor gave me. They're very dominant in that part of the video. But anyway, so where I want to go with this is that I want to broaden my audience. And that's why I'm talking about FIRE. And if you don't know the acronym, it's Financial Independence, Retire Early. As I said in the other video, I wish I had known or thought that way when I was young. But I think the other thing that is important, and I see this, the market is just hammering me again today with their pessimism, with their a bunch of old fogies who don't recognize that it's only going to get better. And this issue with interest rates and shortages of goods, they've got it all wrong. I mean, this is going to be corrected. I have faith in the fact that, yes, we will get rid of this virus. This Omicron element of it will pass. And yes, it is hitting us hard. Even as I said, I went to the eye doctor today, and my eye doctor said, well, I'm sorry we're a little bit slow today, but we're short of staff because people have the virus or they're staying home to take care of their family who has the virus. This will pass. This will pass. And so interest rates and prices of commodities are all a product of the coronavirus. And if you don't see that, and we have Jerome Powell coming out and saying, oh, we've got to raise these interest rates to curb inflation. Well, Jerome, you should have been doing that a year ago. That's when the inflation took part. The number you just received that said that inflation was up 7% last year was last year's news. Come on, Jerome. You should have done this last year, but you didn't. No, last year you just kept sending people money. And now you aren't sending them money, and now you're going to raise the interest rates. Come on. Get up to date with this thing. The other thing I think that is crazy is at my eye doctor, she started talking to, I said, how's things going for her? She said, well, I'm having a tough time with this, the shortage of staff. And then I have a very dear friend that is in fourth stage of cancer. And that just scares me to death, seeing what's going on. And she says, and my family has a history of heart disease. And now this is a doctor. And I would guess she's maybe 48, 50 years old. And I said, well, aren't you familiar with genome sequencing and genome editing and how they're going to take cancer out of our bodies? And then I showed her this article here, and it's a pill to turn back the clock. And I pointed out there's a local doctor here in Birmingham who's being quoted about it. She said, I don't really, they're doing studies on things like that. And I thought to myself, she's a doctor. She's a very smart, intelligent woman, and she doesn't know anything about genome sequencing. She doesn't know anything about, she hasn't read Lifespan. She doesn't know anything about it. In fact, I told her, I said, David Sinclair, PhD, go find the book. Get a hold of Stephen Audiston, who's in your, she's affiliated with the same hospital. So when I see that the market is not reacting to genome sequencing and genome therapy, it doesn't surprise me. The world doesn't know about this yet. They don't. And how many of them are going to read this and learn that they'll be able to put a collar on their dog that will be similar to my Fitbit and monitor the health of their dog, and their phone will tell them that their dog is getting the flu before he gets the flu. Would you believe it? Please find this. Thursday, January the 13th, you will become a convert immediately. You will come to Best of Us Investors, and you will give me your email address, and I will send you a link to our Discord, and you will become a member of the tribe. Because if you read this and then you watch my videos, you're going to say, holy manoli, I've been investing in the wrong thing. John Deere tractor isn't where I should be investing. I should be investing in the future. And don't give a damn about the interest rates and inflation. That all should have been taken care of last year. They don't get it right. One of you said, the market always gets it right. Oh, yeah? How did we have the dot-com bubble? How did we have the subprime crisis? How is it that we had the coronavirus and the market crashed 45%, but recovered within 6 months? Is that right? No, they don't get it right. Okay, I'm going a little crazy today. That's that NMN. It just lights me up. And I got to get out and run and get rid of this energy. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. And come visit us. We're going to have well, you missed this Fridays. We have a Zoom call every Friday where we go crazy about this stuff in live. Talk to you again tomorrow.